Before you begin painting, you want to use that same black oil pastel and outline your heart. So I'm going to go very carefully and trace along the shape of my heart. So I'm going very carefully. I'm trying not to rub my fingers. That would cause this black oil pastel to smear. But look how much that outline helps it pop. It gives it what's called contrast. Makes it very different because of that bold line. So I'm going to turn it because that helps me out. And I'm trying to be really careful not to drag my hand on any of those oil pastel colors I put on there because they'd smear and then my art would be smeary. And notice I'm turning my paper, I'm working very slow, okay? Because I want to do my very best work. If you need to, you can go a second time over it with the outline to make it really nice and bold. If you want to, you can even make it kind of wide, but take your time. Now, once you're done outlining, look at how it just pops because of that contrast. But once you're done, you get to start painting it in, and you're going to start by first painting the inside of your heart, okay? Using colors of your choice. But when you paint around your heart, you don't want that heart to disappear. So you want to choose colors that are very different. So I've rinsed my paintbrush and I wiggle, 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 wiggle. And I have pink, so maybe on the outside for a while, I'll use purple. And because it's a different color, it doesn't make my heart disappear. Oh, it looks like my paintbrush is getting scratchy. That means I need new water. And I plan to use more purple, so I didn't even rinse it. I'm gonna go back and get that same purple. But when I'm done and I decide I want to use a different color, I'm gonna rinse my paintbrush by pushing it all the way to the bottom, wiggle it to wipe it. Remember, I don't tap it, but I just wipe in, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Can wiggle in a new color. And it's also a color that's very different. And because it's different from my heart is just really continuing to pop out. Okay, so first you're going to start by painting the inside of your heart. And then you can go and begin painting the outsides using any color that you would like. And remember, the more you wiggle, 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 the more intense your colors will be. Okay, so you can keep working, and after you're done with that, if you want to even use more pattern, you're welcome to do that. I could even go back with some of my black. Wiggle, 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 make it really thick. Notice me wiggling it around. And I could even go and I could paint patterns on the top. I could use like a dot pattern, like Yayoi Kusama. That looks pretty great. I could repeat that again and again. I can add other patterns. Maybe I'm adding some stripes. So you are going to work first painting in your heart, okay? And then you get to paint the outside space around your heart using colors that are very different, okay? So I should finish painting this in, and then I'm going to continue going around with my black paint to add another pattern. Have fun.